Okay, so I actually have a request on my YouTube channel to upgrade or update my iRig for Maya video. I do not have Maya 2013, I do have Maya 2012. So I will be using 2012 to show how I set up my iSystems, and there's a few small changes that I will go through which will give you some advantages. Quick, I'll show you some of the setup I did. This character is another character that I made from scratch, and it is a representation of a character from kind of a game that never was called Fate Apocrypha, and it's a derivative of Type Moon's Fate Stay Night. Okay, so basically I have the model, you see the wireframe, I have a neck bone, into the neck bone, head bone, and then skull bone. Everything is parented to this, and the head is bound to that bone. I have the main head control oriented correctly, and as you can see, everything moves the way it should. Before we get into it, I want to show this. The way that I had the eyes shrinking, same thing. I have one of them already connected, so I'll show this one. I just brought this over, and as you can see, geometrically, I pulled these so that they pulled and maintained volume, and then I just shrunk this little nub down so that it looks like the eyes are getting smaller. And you go here, create deformers, blend shape. So now if I go to Windows, Animating Editors, blend shape, we have two blend shapes that when activated make the eyes get all, crazy on us, which is good. So that's how that would be set up there. Alright, so we'll be using 2012's interface, which that was the main problem people were having. We grabbed these two objects. We still find display under animation menu. Display, transform display, local rotation axis. Alright, that gives us that. Hit the 4 key so we can find that easier. Now here's a new trick. This is a new trick that I do now. I create the nerves primitives. Let's see, I went on polygons, that's why. Circle, okay. Notice that everything is zeroed out. Before I was moving the actual nerve circle and then I froze transformations. I don't like modified freeze transformations much anymore because if I ever want to source the object's position in a script or using it to snap to something, it starts to do weird things. So instead of modified freeze transformations, what I actually do now is I just automatically group it, and then I move the group. So we're going to take that group, and one way we could do this is we could parent this, parent the group, zero that out. Okay, and that's why. Obviously, you see how this froze transformations here? That was a good example of why. I had froze transformations on the geometry, so its 0 is located here. That's why I can't snap it. So if I had done this correctly the first time, this trick to the geometry, that would have worked. So since it didn't, I'll have to manually snap it. Okay, hit F. See, and then of course it's difficult to grab there. And it's on. Alright. Okay, so geometrically it's not that big of a deal. I do want it to line up, let's see, that's like that. I want it to line up with this, so it makes sense. So we want the Y going up and down, X going like that, so let's find that. And we're still on the group, so we'll take the group, hit J, and that rotates like that. Alright, and then we'll find this object here, hit J, and that moves J, of course, making it move orthographically. And we'll find that group, duplicate it, and move that over to there, hit F, so it's centered. Okay, and we'll find group 1 and 2, move that out, maybe to about right there. Okay, so we can come out now. We don't need to see these anymore. So So we can display, transform display, local rotation, turn that off, it disappears. Notice that the information is the same as this. That will help when we want to move different objects in the graph editor, and we'll know what we're doing. So we'll then take this group, duplicate it, move it over, and then we will form our little view cube thing. You know, however it is you want to build that. So again, that's all not super important. That's just kind of visually. Okay, so notice that's zeroed out. We'll call this the eyes control. Call this the left eyeball control. I can't spell, obviously. Call this the right eyeball control. Okay, we'll take this group, parent it to that. And we'll make this group the eyes control group. Okay? So now, this object does whatever it needs to do. This object does whatever it needs to do. Everything follows. Okay. So before we do anything, let's go ahead and color code everything. So we'll go into here, find the group, enable overrides, and we'll make this blue. This one, enable overrides, make it red. And eyes control, group, enable overrides, and make that yellow. Okay. So now we have a GUI system that is positioned in the same orientation as both the eyes and the head control, which is good. Okay. So now we have, let's see, our eyes control group, and we want that to be either free or connected. So we'll grab this, I control the group, and we will constrain parent, maintain offsets on, add. So right now with that on, it follows. So we'll go ahead and activate some features for it. We don't want visibility or scale, so we will go ahead and lock and hide selected. And then we will go to modify, add attributes, okay, which is again under modify, which hasn't moved. Add attributes. I like to make displayable to start with extra attributes. I like to use an underscore because it doesn't like spaces. Add. Okay. And now we're back to keyable. So we'll have head follow 010 add. We will have eyes. Now we could have left eye crazy, right eye crazy, but just to make this easier, eyes crazy 010 add, and we'll add another one called we'll call it soft eye. Alright, soft eye 010 add, close. Alright, so we'll do head follow first. We actually don't even need to use a set driven key. We can actually use a connection editor for this. General editors, connection editors. Okay, so we'll have head follow, which will affect this parent constraint. And we're going to be affecting the weight. Notice it's on 0 now, meaning that if we move, nothing happens. Activate head follow, it snaps and follows, which is what we want. Okay. So by default, we'll have it following. Alright, So now, to create the soft eye effect, we're going to go ahead and bring this back. Display, transform display, local rotation axis, skeleton joint tool. 4. Hold down V as we create one, and it snaps. Duplicate that, and V snap. Okay. Both of these joints are going to get parented to the head joint. Alright. Take this and display, transform display, local rotation axis is off. Alright, so we have two joints that are right here in the center. Now, we're going to take these two joints, actually, yeah, and we're going to duplicate, and we're going to increase the radius. So both of those are all parented to this object, meaning that if we move this, both those joints will follow. That's exactly what we want, right? So we'll rename this to left eye. Let's see here. Left eyeball joints. Rename this to right eyeball joint. Now this is new. This is not from the 2009 tutorial. This is a new trick. It doesn't work as well for anime characters, but you'll see what I'm doing in a bit. Alright, and we're going to take this object here, go here, and constrain parent, maintaining offset, add, and constrain parent. Okay, and let's see here. And we are going to Windows, Journal Editors, Connection Editor. We're going to go Soft Eye, grab the big object, hit F, find that parent constraint, reload right, connect that to that. Same thing, hit F, find the parent constraint, reload, connect that to that. Alright, so with that at 0, if I were to move this, nothing happens. Okay. And if we activate this, soft eye, now if I were to move this, notice that the object follows. Okay, which is good. Because what we're about to do, take this object to this little object, the little bone in there, and we're going to constrain orient. Actually, no, close. We're going to aim. My bad. Constrain, aim. What I'm thinking. And we think we're doing with vector. That'll work. Add. Okay. And go here. Take the little one, G. Okay. So now, this object, because it is connected, will move this, which will move this, which will actually affect the geometry of the face. Okay. As a separate constraint, we are going to select this object, constrain aim. So this automatically will create the eye system as we were doing before. But now look what happens when I say take this object, skin, edit smooth skin, add influence, make sure we lock our weights, add. Okay? Now we go to skin, edit smooth skin, and paint skin weights. And let's see here. Joints. So that's joint 3. We'll unlock it. Unlock. Here, unlock. Joint 3. And we will add just a little bit. Let's see here. Increase the size. Okay, and again, I would, do this correctly. I wouldn't be doing this nearly as willy-nilly. I mean, I would actually, do this numerically and get a nice, blended fall off and everything. But so you can see what it is we're actually doing. Here, show joints. Notice that the geometry of the face is following, so it looks a little more skin-like. And this looks better on actual 3D with, skin texture and everything. But if I turn soft eye off, you'll notice that that is turned on or off. And we can blend and dial whether we want that to happen or not. So it's a very subtle thing, but it creates a little more realism in your eye system. Okay, so we'll go ahead and zero that out. Okay, so we have that following or not. We can turn head follow off, and this object will now stay located in one object. Okay, it'll stay focused on a single, whatever it is we're trying to focus on. And now we want to activate eye crazy. So again, since it's one object, we can go Windows, Journal Editor, Connection Editor rather than Set Driven Key. But just to go ahead and remind you, since it is a powerful thing, we'll go ahead and set a Set Driven Key for this. So we'll set Load Driver. Okay, remember this is all under Animate, Set Driven Key, just where it's always has been from 2008 and onwards. I guess even 8.5. We'll go to Eyes Crazy. We'll select this object. We will find, let's see, did it kill the, let's see, it looks like it killed the blend shape. So, no, it's not a problem. Grab that object, go here, create formers, blend shape. And grab this object, go there, hit G. Okay. So now, grab this object. Oh, okay. There's blend shape 1. We had to go down into the shape node to get it. So, alright, that's a little different. So for this, for 2012, you have to actually hit the down key, which activates the shape. So we can then grab the blend shape. Let me undo that last blend shape that I did, since that's the case. Okay. Down, blend shape 1, low driven, eyes crazy, key. Eyes crazy to 1, key. Okay, go back to eyes crazy to 0, grab this, go down, blend shape 1, blend shape 2, low driven, key at 0, eyes crazy to 1, blend shape 2, eyes crazy here, turn that to 1, key, and now we have eyes crazy. Okay, so we can make the eyes go crazy if need be. We can maneuver them all over the place. We can choose whether we want to have a soft eye and have the skin follow. And as you can see, it's a pretty powerful eye system. Okay? And then we simply take all these and take this object here, put it inside the blend group, hide it. Okay. So we can't see it. And there you go. There is your eye system for 2012. Okay? Head follows, head basic head rig. You would add squashy or whatever it is you're doing using lattices or, stretchy splines or however it is you do that. And you have an eye rig, which is pretty powerful. Okay? So that is my 2012 Maya eye rig tutorial. I hope that helps. And if there are any UI questions, like where do I find this, where was it in 2009 as opposed to 2012, just ask in the comments and I'll see what I can do. Alright, thank you guys very much, and I hope you have a great day.